Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Tank Talks Movies. And I have a guest, Protomet, and today's movie we'll be talking about is Hatchet.
Hooray. I am here.
Yes, Lucas is here today.
For once, I'm the one who's bound and gagged, except not gagged. Because clearly I am talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a bound and gagged last time.
Yes.
So Hatchet.
A tribute to schlocky slasher films.
Yes.
Just absolutely revels in it.
Yes. Yes, like maybe I want to compare it to well, definitely some Friday the 13th.
Oh, for sure.
Style.
Like it is very clear that it borrows heavily from Friday the 13th. Even one of the actors.
Kane Hodder plays Victor Crowley, the main killer in this movie.
But also making cameo appearances are Robert Englund and Tony Todd.
Yes. 3 horror icons.
In one movie.
Yep. Overload. That scene with Tony Khan, that was so funny. That's the only time we really see him in the movie, and he did great. Oh, so the movie starts off with 2 guys hunting alligators.
Robert Englund and his son.
Yes. Well, apparently the kid's got to pee, and he's asked his dad to row to shore, but the dad, or Robert Englund, pretty much just tells him to just pee off the boat, and then an alligator comes up and tries to bite his digging off.
There's alligator hunting down in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. So pretty much Robert Englund ends up rowing the boat to the shore so his son can finally take his piss. And he kind of makes a comment towards him, damn kid needs to squat to take a piss. Just as a joke. Fatherly joking. I don't know.
And then they get mortalized.
Pretty much, yeah. The son goes back to the boat and sees Robert Englund just in pieces.
And then discovers just how his dad came to be in pieces, as he himself is torn apart.
Gruesomely torn apart. It's actually... he gets chopped in half, and I'm thinking, well, he's got to be dead by now. No, he was still alive there for a few more seconds.
Yeah, everybody in this movie gets absolutely moidalized.
Not just the chop or anything. Well, I guess we'll have to bring it up when we get to the spots, but still.
You can definitely tell that that the kills were inspired by Friday the 13th and how creative they could be.
Mm-hmm. Now we, get an
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras, tits out.
Yep, tits, yep. Beans, tits, beer, out.
And now we're demonetized. Oh, wait. We weren't even monetized in the first place.
We tried.
Once.
Only once. And then they said it was too complicated, and we just said, fuck it. So, oh, jeez, I can't even remember any of these people's names, honestly.
Stoner guy and token black guy, because let's face it, that's who he is. And also, I think that was the name of the character that guy played in Not Another Teen Movie.
Stoner guy, yeah.
No, token black guy.
Yes. Token black. Yeah. Hey, that was that actor, now that I think about it. They pretty much stoner guy is apparently his friends tried to take him to Mardi Gras to have him forget about his ex-girlfriend.
And that is not working
at all. So pretty much he goes, "Aren't you guys sick of boobs?" No.
So anyway, stoner guy decides to go check out this haunted boat ride that he heard some friends mention was awesome last year.
And they get to the area, and Tony Cod is
the boat master.
Yep. He's like, I don't do haunted boat tours anymore. He makes his voice so cryptid, and like when he's telling a story,
so eerie, deep, and creepy.
And then he finally gets to the end.
Fucker hit his head. Sued my ass. Now I can't.
He sued me for negligence.
Now I can't take my boat out.
Yep. Fucking asshole. Let's close the door. Opens it back up. Walk safe on the sidewalk.
So, failing to get a boat tour from the guy that had been recommended to them, they instead find some other Asian guy who's charging them like $40 a piece for a ride.
Yep. 40 each. And token black guy says he's not paying for this shit, so stoner guy technically paid 80.
Yeah. Now, at about this point, we're also introduced to two would-be porn stars. Let's call her Blonde and Brunette.
Yep. And
their cameraman.
Yep. This guy is just an amateur porn maker.
I swear I recognize his voice. I could swear that he had done some voice acting work, but I couldn't be bothered to actually look up who the guy was to confirm that.
Apparently this guy's name is Shapiro. I only know that part. and okay, they get onto the bus for the tour, and we get kind of an older couple. I want to say elderly.
I do recognize the man in the couple. But again, I can't recall the actor, but I know he's been in other stuff.
Yeah, there's a scene where the director guy is filming the girls, or he's about to film the girls, and the older gentleman asks, "So you making a movie?" Kinda.
You ever hear of Beaver something something? And the wife, and they both respond simultaneously. No.
He's like, the husband says yes, and the actor
no.
No. And like, the girls start showing their tatas again for the camera, and these two do not get along because apparently the brunette is trying to be a trained actress, and the blonde is just the blonde bimbo.
Yeah, stereotypical. If you want a movie full of stereotypes, this movie revels in that.
Yes, but they don't take it to the extreme of things of being...
No, you can definitely tell that these characters are supposed to be the standard tropes of the genre.
And
we're not supposed to take too much... They're not supposed to have a whole lot of development.
No.
This isn't some art film. It's a schlocky slasher film.
Mm-hmm.
In the vein of schlocky slasher films. And it understands that.
Exactly. Like, if you're going to make a slasher film, you need... Not always, but you need creative kills, nudity, and sex. And if they have sex, they die.
I mean, technically, you don't even need the nudity. I mean, look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, true. So they finally get on the bus, and stoner guy has to sit next to a girl that's already sitting on the bus. Her name's Mary Beth.
They made a big deal of it. Let's just call her Survivor Girl.
Yeah, Survivor Girl, yep.
Because she is clearly not in a chatty mood.
No, stoner guy tries to make conversation with this girl, and it's not going anywhere. She finally just kind of cuts him off. I'm like, I'm not here to make friends. I don't want to talk.
Wasted $30.
He's like, and the stoner guy's just kind of like looks kind of shocked when she says 30.
Because they paid 40.
Yep. And token black guy ends up sitting next to brunette girl, porn girl. And they kind of start flirting with each other, but nothing comes.
Then we get a shot of her scratching her crotch, and token black guy's like, yeah, no, not even gonna.
Nope. Because apparently in the past he slept with a girl that had some type of disease down there.
I guess he doesn't want that again.
Nope.
For the record, all the nudity in this film is right in the opening.
Exactly. In the opening scenes, like literally the Mardi Gras scene, there's like, Mardi Gras. You'll see tits if you go to Mardi Gras.
Like, about the only nudity beyond that is just with the two amateur porn actresses.
Mm-hmm.
And that stops at some point, even.
Yep, because the director guy ends up, like a lot of other characters will get, get got.
Yeah.
So they finally get on the boat, and I remember the stoner guy saying, "That's the boat. It's literally just a small pontoon."
And the tour leader is trying to get the boat started while a croc hunter out in the swamp is like, "No, don't go out there.
This lake is off limits."
So you can't go. Asian guy's just ignoring him, trying to get with his fake Louisiana accent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tony Todd made a way better Louisiana accent. But pretty much, moral of the story, his accent goes away.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, he gets the boat started and they head out. Mm-hmm. And while they're on the marsh, he tells them the story of what's his face?
Victor Crowley. And apparently his father accidentally chopped him in the head with a hatchet. And
he doesn't quite get the story accurate because he's trying to read off of
cue cards.
Index cards that are smudged.
Yeah, due to the rainfall that starts. Actually, no, the rainfall kind of comes a little later due to them finally getting stuck out on the swamp with some rocks. And
situation just gets worse from there, as you would expect.
Yeah. Then a downpour starts happening, so all the guys are trying to get the boat, unstuck. And
as it's slowly sinking.
Yep. And the cause was of that because they all had my opinion, I'm getting kind of technical here, because if you put a bunch of weight on one side, it's going to capsize a little bit.
Unfortunately, the old guy gets attacked by a gator.
Yeah, he's explaining to everyone, well, see, those rocks right there next to that tree. And that tree is literally right on shore. We can go and...
They figure they can get to shore and try and find a path to some road or something so they can get out, because blonde girl has a cell phone but is not getting any bars. So they are stuck out there with an injured man.
Yep. So before that, the old man is literally showing them that they can cross, and then it's raining. Things are wet. First, legitly, he crotches himself. Then the gator bites his leg. Poor guy.
And then Survivor Girl whips out a gun and shoots it.
Yep. And everyone's just like, why does she have a gun? All right, they all, they have to get the old man off the tree. And then half of them get across, and then there's a few that are kind of scared. And Survivor Girl ends up forcing one of the... Actually, Survivor Girl and Brunette Girl end up falling into the water. And they're telling them all to get... Because the old man's blood landed in the water. So gators are about.
Yep.
So they bolt quickly to the...
They bolt to shore and try and regroup. It's at this point that Survivor Girl basically reveals that she's the daughter of Robert Englund's character, and she went looking for her dad and brother after they went missing. And apparently it wasn't enough time for the police to get involved, even though she's worried. And she then proceeds to tell them the actual story
of Victor Crowley. A good flashback story and good makeup effect on the... Apparently, that was a girl playing the child version.
Yeah.
And...
Your stereotypically disfigured kid.
Definitely. He's disfigured because he has elephant's disease, pretty much.
Elephantitis?
Yeah.
The same condition that the Elephant Man. I can't remember his name. But yeah.
Yep, and he gets shunned for... Kids make fun of him because he looks different. And one night...
their pranks go a bit too far, and the shed in the woods starts a fire. And his dad isn't able to save him.
Nope, he accidentally chops poor Victor in the face with a hatchet while he was trying to get the door open. And Victor was, they were fighting each other. Victor was trying to push the door, and the dad was trying to chop through the door, and hatchet to the dome. And his dad, who is played by Kane Hodder, and pretty good acting. He doesn't say much, but he made a career of not saying much. So they pretty much said he died from a broken heart. And then it goes back to the group. And
so they're like, so is he dead or not?
Yeah, pretty much. They get closer to the Crowley home, and
Survivor Girl basically says that her mom once told her that when somebody dies in such a traumatic state, they kind of linger.
Yeah, so blonde girl being blonde. No offense to actual blonde people. I'm blonde. She goes, so it's like a spirit or a ghost or a... She's like, I don't know. When we actually do see Victor, that's an actual man.
Yeah, the couple kind of get fed up with what's going on. They don't think that Survivor Girl is really helping the situation with their horror story. So they decide to go off on their own to try and find help. And they find Victor instead, who proceeds to slowly chop the man in half at the shoulder.
Yep. Okay. Everyone else runs besides his wife, who just stands there and watches her husband just get chopped.
Slowly chopped to pieces.
And then when he finally falls apart, she realizes, kicks in her head, shit, I should probably run.
It's too late by then, and Victor tears her head open
just
at the jaw.
Just like, bop. And then Survivor Girl hit Victor, and he falls over.
Square in the chest. So everybody who's left regroups while Hogan Black Guy's up in the trees.
Yeah, he's like...
Because apparently he's a pretty good climber.
He's like, when he's terrified.
I love how when everybody decides to leave him behind, he's like, oh, shit, how did I get up here?
It's like, exactly. He's just like, how the hell did I even get up here? Apparently, he gets down to a certain point. We don't see him fall, but apparently he hits a couple branches on the way down.
But him being up in the tree was helpful for them because it showed that he could see the city.
It's like, far away, though. It's far away. I was like, how much? Which way? That way. And apparently, they end up going into a circle where they are, and then they're back to the Crowley house.
Yeah, but they don't figure that out later. Until later. In the meantime, Brunette gets a sander to the face.
Yep. Just like sandpaper death. Just mutilates her freaking face. And she's still alive, technically. And
Crowley uses his shovel to chop off the Asian guy's leg and then decapitate him.
Yep. And as after he decapitates the Asian's head with the shovel, it's still sticking in the ground. He grabs Brunette Girl and drops her,
impales her on that, finishing her off.
He's like,
it's like, shit, so now we're down to 4.
mm-hmm.
Oh, and even before that, they find out that Shapiro has been offed too.
Yep, because he really didn't go back with the group.
He got separated from them after Victor showed up to kill the old couple.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was trying to just basically sneak away as best he could, but it didn't quite work out.
His death was Victor found him and twisted his head a whole 360, and already breaking the neck. It came off. It just came off. And so, blonde girl now finally somewhat gets a signal. Instead of calling,
no, it's after. Okay, before the Asian and brunette get killed, they do find Shapiro's stuff.
Yeah.
And discover that he's not actually Shapiro. He's just some guy who works at a tech company.
Mm-hmm.
So his whole porn director thing was just an act so they could film these girls for his own personal collection. What a fucking piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's no go, bro. Just sick pervert.
But the important thing, they have a flashlight now.
Yep, a flashlight. That at one point goes dead. So
anyway, back to them now. Now, Blonde finds her phone, but Survivor Girl realizes that since Blonde Girl now has her phone back, that means they've gone in a circle.
Yep.
They're right back where they started. They have made no progress.
The funny thing is about it, is like when she's trying, apparently she's supposed to be calling, but she's checking messages, and a boy apparently messaged her, and she's like, "Ew, why did he message me?" Yeah, instead of calling 911 for some help, apparently blonde girl and survivor girl get into a verbal confrontation, and then a physical one after survivor girl just finally has enough of her blonde porn star girl shit and punches her right in the mouth. Just like, you hit me.
I think it's at this point that Survivor Girl and Stoner Guy go to check out the shed to see if they can find anything to use against Crowley.
Yep. And
they gather up like rakes, pitchforks, shovels, like a gardening claw.
Yep. And at this point, blonde girl gets off, but we don't really see how she dies. But
Survivor Girl also does discover that yes, her family is dead.
Mm-hmm. Then
I mean,
she can
beyond her mother, but she died a while longer ago than
yeah.
So
then they end up trying to fight Victor, somewhat succeeding by Stoner Guy stabbing him with the pitchfork in the back, and he falls over. And then they run again, and then they think to come back to the shed to grab gasoline.
Because they notice that clearly they're hurting Crowley, even if he does keep coming back from the apparent death. So, blonde girl, they get the blonde girl's lighter. She's not dead. She's not gone yet, but she's terrified. So while Stoner Guy goes back into the shed to search for gas, Survivor Girl and Token Black Guy basically try to distract Victor. He goes for the one who's not shouting.
Yep.
Blonde girl.
We don't see how she dies, but we see her pieces.
We see her dress just laying there. And then I guess Victor wanted to play some volleyball because he tossed her head towards him.
They do find a container of gas, and then they do light Victor on fire. Then
it starts raining again.
Yep. Stoner Guy, you gotta be fucking kidding me!
At some point, they wind up in some cemetery in the swamps.
Yeah.
For some reason. Who builds a cemetery in the swamps, really?
Then they do like Victor is covered in complete flame. Then, like it starts raining. He ends up, catching up to Token Black Guy and
tears his arms off. Before then proceeding to basically sleeping bag him minus the sleeping bag.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, that's a reference to multiple Jason Voorhees kills.
Mm-hmm. He's dead. Then a Survivor Girl and Stoner Guy running away.
They find the dad's boat.
Mm-hmm.
Try to use it to escape.
And at one point they think they kill Victor, but because Victor throws a
spear, basically,
lands in Stoner Guy's foot, and
they can't get it out of the ground. But Survivor Girl comes up with the idea of using the spear that's stuck in the ground as a weapon by bending it at the oncoming Victor, who impales his own neck.
Yep, and Stoner Guy's staring face to face with this ugly motherfucker, and Victor just spits up blood at his face, and he's like...
That's after an earlier scene where apparently he vomited into the Stoner Guy's mouth.
Yep. Just like... just, yuck.
I looked away, so I didn't have to see that.
Yeah, I was oh, God, I forgot about this scene.
And you tried to forget about it this time, but since I didn't see it, I had to remember it.
Yep. Makes it queasy to the tummy.
But anyway, Stoner Guy and Survivor Girl managed to just flee with only one injured foot between them.
Yep. And a reverse... literally, it's a...
It's a Jason reveal from the first movie.
Yeah.
Him jumping out of the lake to attack them in the boat. Mm-hmm. Knocking Survivor Girl out of the boat. Stoner Guy puts his hand down to try and grab her. She manages to swim back up to his arm, only to find that it's been severed. He's dead, and Victor's waiting for her.
Just pretty much roaring at her face, and...
Cut. Credits.
So, that was the first Hatchet movie. I don't mind it. I've seen better, and I've seen worse, so...
Like I said at the beginning, this is a tribute to schlocky slasher movies, and it absolutely revels in it. It's a pretty fun, intensely gory movie, but again, it's fun.
Yeah, I'd watch it again.
It is full of stereotypes that may be considered racist, but I kind of feel like since they're basically just reusing tropes that existed in other movies, it's almost an intentional nod to those kind of movies.
Yeah. It's a good little tribute.
Yeah.
It's violent, gory, and they had right away. If you really enjoyed it, I believe there's 4 or maybe 5 sequels. And a couple of them don't even mention first.
Well, how many Friday the 13th call back to the second movie, huh? I mean, aside from Jason being there.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, the first one, we'll mention that numerous times. But how many beyond that even acknowledge previous films? Like, Jason Takes Manhattan. How many mentions of his past are mentioned in that?
Just like the little beginning scene with the couple.
Right. It's just like...
That's pretty much it for that. And we haven't even discussed that on the other podcast yet.
Yeah, no, this movie just absolutely revels in the slasher movie tropes, and it does so in a kind of tongue-in-cheek sort of way. It's like, yeah, we know these have been used numerous times in other movies, and we're using them again here.
Exactly.
It's a well-made movie. Special effects work is great.
Oh, yes. I wonder how many gallons of blood they used. Just like when he put the hatchet into the fake body of the fat guy, it just started spraying.
So goddamn over the top.
Yep. This funny as fuck. Well, I guess I really don't got any more to say.
No, check out the movie if you couldn't stomach the gore.
Yep. And some of the other scenes that are pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been Tank.
I'm proud of it.
See you now.